but they say that you definitely want to go with the pulley because these slides just destroy belts. And you can see it's covered in rubber dust where it was just shredding the belt. And so it's the tensioner, and does that function. But replacing that with the pulley, so the drum's big, so I think it would be separated like that as it pulls around, right? All right, I'm working on this Kenmore 80 series. I had a friend call me, say the dryer isn't working, so I came out to take a look at it, and it does make heat, and the motor is working, but the drum does not spin. Just checking that the switch works, but as you can see, there's no motor spin. So this dryer is in a hallway laundry room, a little hard to get to, but let's just see. It looks, to me, it seems like there's not a belt, right? So let's pop this top up. So I don't have a flashlight with me, so you're not going to be able to see anything, but if you open it up, the drum is right here, and the belt runs right down the middle, and you would visibly see it. So there's no belt here, then the belt's broken. I bought a new belt from the old school appliance and parts center in my downtown. So the model number is something they'll ask for when you go shopping for parts, if you do it in person, or maybe even online, I don't know. But anyways, the model number is found inside the door. So to get this off, we access the belt from the front of the machine. So that means we need to get the top folded up enough we can access the screws to take the front cover off. To do that, I think I'm just gonna try leaving it in place. So there's a couple screws on top Phillips head I need to remove. You're gonna be seeing some weird tool uses because I brought very limited tools because I'd forgotten that I'd promised my friend I'd come look at this, and I'm just here with some partial tools. So I'm using, this is a Phillips head screw that needs to come out, and I'm using a flat head at a diagonal to get them. And we'll just see how things go. And place everything right up here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna unplug it. It's always good to unplug it. Don't get electrocuted. Don't be a hero. Let's see how much space that will give me. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so we are in a small little closet. That's kind of hard to film in. Sorry about that. But I'm going to disconnect the dryer switch, or the door switch, the safety switch or whatever. Maybe my screwdriver will help me. There we go. The switch is disconnected. Now, a 5/16 wrench or socket will take off the screws. There's just two screws that hold the front cover on. One here and one here. So just take those off. So I haven't disconnected anything on the back side. I'm just pivoting the front lid up. Okay, so it's about ready to fall apart. That's perfect. All right, I'm going to place my screws in a safe place. So this front panel should just pull right up, I think. The drum is sort of trying to fall forward. Typically, yeah, there we are. And like that, we have the front of the dryer off. There's like, down at the bottom, there's like a little hook, and this front panel will slip into it, and that's how it locks on the bottom and it screws on the top. Here we are, and you can see the belt is just sitting down here, and it's broken. So this dryer it's equipped with a slide instead of a pulley. And these are sort of notorious for being problematic. So I might run back to the parts store and replace this, because they specifically told me that like some of the models came with slides. Those are no good. You definitely want to replace that, and I think they sell a pulley to replace it with. So I think that's what we're going to do first, is go shopping again. Alright, so I went to the parts store because they told me that if it has a slide, you definitely want to replace it. And what they sold me appears to have a pulley on it. So it's some sort of, I don't know if it's best practices from their experience or like a factory recall that they do, but they say that you definitely want to go with the pulley because these slides just destroy belts. And you can see it's covered in rubber dust where it was just shredding the belt as it spun around on it, and it's deeply grooved and there's little burn marks, so it was getting real hot on the slide. So the slide was a bad idea on their part. Kenmore or Maytag or whoever owns this company now. So we got the replacement, and if you already have a pulley on there, just make sure that it free spins. This one's brand new and it's not the loosest bearings or whatever, but I guess that's the way it's supposed to function. So let's see if we can get this installed. I'm not gonna be able to get a great camera angle for y'all, so bear with me. Well, you know what? Let's just take this drum out and I'll show you. Wow, I'm really sorry how dark it is in there. So this is the motor, and this is the little drive pulley. And the original one, shaped like this, there's a couple notches for belt alignment, but this one, it's in line with where the pulley is. But I imagine it just probably did something like that, And so it's the tensioner, and does that function. But replacing that with the pulley will also go in line here, and it'll have a similar setup. So the drum's big, so I think it would be separated like that as it pulls around, right? So that's what I'm going to be setting up right now. Alright, so I got the drum back in the dryer, and it's sitting on its little wheels. So I'm just going to loop the new belt around the drum. So the belt has a solid side, and it has a side that rides on the pulley, the motor pulley, and it's got these little grooves in it. So it's going to be grooved down, touching the drum. And then I'm going to have to get on my stomach. So down here in the dark, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to grab that belt, and I'm going to stick it under the pulley and around the motor. Alright, so I got it on the motor. My belt's a little twisted, so I'm going to just get it on there flat, and I'm going to spin it around by hand a couple times, just double checking. So this will ride like that. And so I'm just looking at it, making sure that the belt is where it's supposed to be. And it is. In order to put the door back on, I'm going to, the front cover of this dryer, it hooks on the bottom. There's one of these on either side, so it's going to hook onto this little hook, and then I'm going to install the screws up high. Ooh, money! Hey, found 50 cents. Neat. Okay. So we're going to hook the bottom. That's probably going to require some combination of lifting the drum, getting the drum on its gasket on the front side, and some wiggle. Okay, that side's on. Now this other side. That side's on. And the drum's in place. So now I can reinstall the screws. These little metal screws, I'm going to use the box end wrench. They just go. You see anything? Yeah, well, you can't see anything, sorry. I'm going to use my tool on it. I don't want to drop them in there because then I have to take the front cover off again. These don't have to be too tight. You could totally strip these out if you're being reckless. They just kind of barely go in there. So let me get this other side. Then while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and plug this back in. This is just for the switch on the door. And we can double check the spin again. Yes, that feels nice and smooth. Then we'll pop down the top. Then we'll put the screws in up here. Again, I forgot my Phillips head screwdriver. So I'm going to use the flathead. Let's get these snugged up. Not crazy tight with these either, because it sucks stripping out a piece of metal. I'm going to plug it in and put the screen back in. Okay, so let's verify that it's going to spin. I'm going to hold the door switch and start it. It feels pretty good. There's a bit of a oscillation and a wobble to it, but I don't believe that's anything I did. Yeah, the front's on all the way. So that's just how it works. Alright. And that's fixed. Not only is it fixed, it's upgraded. So it'll last longer this time. Because the slides are bad news. Alright, well thanks for watching. Hope that was useful to somebody. Have a good day.